Hey everybody, I'm back, your Canadian Info Wrangler, back for another week. Maybe, I don't know. Um, so I'm sure by now some of you have noticed that there's no video this week. Well, that's because I was kind of exhausted yesterday and I just really didn't do anything except nap a lot. um, I'm not sure where I'm going with this channel. I'm starting to run out of places to visit and educate you on, or educate myself on. Yeah, I'm starting to run out of ideas for places to go. So I don't know what to do. I don't know if I'm going to continue doing stuff like this. I mean, how can I when I'm running out of ideas, right? Um, I want to, but it's difficult because there's only so many things I can do, and and things, funds are limited. So I mean, I can't go spending a whole bunch of money to shoot a video, and driving around town like this is about the only thing I know of that I can do easily without spending too much money on gas or money on any other thing. I don't know what else, but there's lots of things I suppose I could be spending money on to give you content, but I don't have the money to spend. So it comes down to a little bit of gas money for driving around, and that's about all I can give at this time. I'm not saying I'm flat broke. I'm not asking anybody to contribute money or anything like that. I'm far from flat broke. I just can't justify spending money on a channel that's not really showing any return. I have to say I'm slightly encouraged by the increase in comments recently on recent videos. I am somewhat encouraged that we've gained a new follower who is commenting on every video, and I really appreciate that. And that's part of the problem, because I want to give you something that's worth your time and attention. I started out just driving around town, and then I started actually talking. And then Gary suggested that I should talk in the studio, not in the vehicle, because it sounds better, and I agree. So then I started doing that, and now I'm doing, basically a voiceover on every video. But like I say, I'm running out of ideas for videos to shoot. Maybe if anybody's got any ideas, you can drop them in the comments section here, and I'll consider them. Or if you have my number, text me. Let me know what you think. Right now, I want to give a big shout out to Gary, because he's still periodically making music for me, and he's not getting paid anything for that. So I really, really, really appreciate that. And shout out to those of you who are commenting. There's only a couple of you there. You know who you are. Thanks to one of my sisters and one new subscriber. So there we have it. I think next week I might hit up Hillcrest Park. But this week I was just, like I say, I was just exhausted yesterday. coming into this time of year, that's going to happen periodically. I'm very susceptible to the heat, and I find that after working 3 or 4 shifts in heat, in high temperatures, which is going to come starting next month, we're going to start seeing 20-degree evenings in July and August. And I find that when I work 3 or 4 shifts in that kind of heat, it just really wipes me right out. It's maybe I'm not keeping myself as hydrated as I should be. I'm not sure. I drink lots of water, but when I'm working, I don't tend to drink a lot, partly because I don't want to get out of the car to pee a lot. But also just because, I'm sitting there and I just don't feel thirsty. But by the end of the shift, I do feel a little dehydrated. So I'm sure that's a problem, but I've always been really susceptible to the heat. I've always, even as a kid, I've always been very susceptible to it. I remember one time when I was a Cub Scout, my dad was our leader, and I believe my Uncle John was there that week too. We were out at Grey Wolf Scout Camp, which some of you may know is off of Highway 61, heading south towards the border. It's past the prison farm, and you hang a left on Boy Scout Road. Who'd have thunk it? And we were out there, the whole Cub Scout pack, we were out there for the weekend. And Friday, I guess it was. No, I guess it would have been Saturday, because we went out Friday afternoon, evening. And then we stayed out there until Sunday afternoon. And I guess it was Saturday, I got really dehydrated and I was just totally wiped. And my dad told me to go lie down in the tent for a while, so I did. And it was probably about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I woke up about 8 o'clock in the evening. I was just right wiped. And then my dad asked me if I was feeling better and asked me if I wanted some wieners and beans. That was Dad. But yeah, I've always been really susceptible to the heat, so that's going to be coming up, and I'm not looking forward to it. There may be another weekend like this where I'm just too exhausted to go out and shoot a video because of the heat. But I'm going to try to keep bringing you the content that you deserve. And like I said, if anybody's got any ideas, drop them in the comments section, or if you've got my number, text me. And barring that, and barring anything else, God's willing and Daffy Duck willing, I'll see you all in the next video. Ciao for now.